Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Daybreak 2 Part 100 and... Can you count the episode part numbers, Van? I think it's like 103. Last time we started the school festival, which is kind of cool. We're finally here, and aside from their yee-ass sign, well, that one's fine. It's really just the one out front that looks terrible. This one I don't really like that much. They're not the colors I would have chosen, but it's not like bad. It's not terrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Now the sign out front is, holy fuck, that's a camel. The sign out front is definitely, it's up there for horrible designs, no offense. I guess whoever did the sign, well, they released it's the 1209. Whoever made the 1209 also, like, I guess wrote like Costume story section. Wowee, they got shops inside the school. Looks like you're right. This is pretty impressive, actually. Hey, why don't we buy some souvenirs for paprika? Is it just paprika? I guess it's paprika. I was going to say paprika, but that's a little too much sauce on it. And all your Sunday school friends. Good idea, Mommy. You know, I think some of my teachers said they'd be here too. Maybe we'll run into them? Is that so? Well, I guess I'll have to thank them for looking after you all this time. And then remind them that if they ever bully Yoda, they'll get blown up with a fucking RPG. Yoda started Sunday school at Edith Cathedral this spring. He has to pass Aramis on his way every day, so he's been able to see all of the setting up the students have done. So I only had to get someone to cover me at work today, so I figured... Okay, Gabrielle, no offense, you're self-employed, right? It's called Gabriella's Pub. You can make your own hours. Presumably you're doing well enough that you can afford to take the one day off. I figure why not come? I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun. Molly brought me to the school festival. It was really dangerous before, but she decided it was okay as long as I was with her. I love spending time with Mommy. Yep.
Welcome to the mini market.
A mini market. We also will probably go a little bit long, as you can tell from the video length. The plan is to go a little bit longer in this video since we have somewhat of a backlog, and I don't necessarily want there to be 7 videos of the school festival. So I'll probably, well, we will have to split the video into 2 parts though, because I don't have enough time to record a long video, but basically there might be like a kind of abrupt cut in approximately 40 minutes. Yeah, and we owe it to you, Arya. I didn't do much. I just gave you a general blueprint and taught you some basic etiquette. You're the ones who added all the bells and whistles. You should give yourselves a pat on the back. Like, seriously, I bet even the people from Tharba would be impressed. You think so? No, but like, you know, it's not bad. I'm flattered. This year's first year students, which is to say the new second years, are both ambitious and driven. I suppose that means we third years have to work that much harder, otherwise they'll leave us in the dust. It's kind of weird, like you start school and they're immediately like school festival. I feel like this is something that should happen like before graduation, or like before you advance in grade. Unless maybe that hasn't well, I think they imply that that's already happened. I mean, I guess, I don't know, I just feel like it's something that would be more fitting as like, hey, this is the end of the school year, or like the end of the term, than like the start of it. But it's not like not fitting. But like if you graduate, then you get like in this weird, like you're not even a student here anymore. You just gotta like linger around if you want to go to the school festival they've been working on for 8 years. It was a pain getting all this stuff ready, but the overwhelming positive response made it all worth it. Arya's advice really came in clutch.
Welcome to the mini market.
The hell, I can't afford that shit. Agnès, get out of my squad. You're ruining the vibe. Is it gift for Rosette? I don't know. I don't know if she deserves it. Might have to put that gift on layaway, like a certain someone. Okay. Boots. with the furs. Everybody was looking at Van.
Thanks a bunch.
Then I invite you to come by and try your luck.
Okay, where are the activities, by the way? Okay, so there's that. Where's Quizman? Well, maybe we should save Quizman. At least get underground, right? Yes, it's difficult to believe my alma mater contained a secret passage like this that I never knew. Well, it wouldn't be very secret then if you knew. However, the CID sealed its entrance in wake of the incident with the Garden Master. Went overlooked all this time because of a multi-tiered mechanism needed to add it, or access it. Wish I'd known about the place while I was still a student here. Would have made cutting class a lot easier. You really think I'd allow that? I see you're still as strict as ever, Madam Vice President. Seems to be a mechanism here that leads to an underground ruin, but it's been sealed off. Oh, 1 second.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up some food stalls in the courtyard, as well as a one-on-one.
Alright, we're gonna pause for like 4 seconds. Okay, it was more like 20 seconds, but we're back. Sorry to ask you so last minute, especially during the school festival. Not at all. I'm sorry you ended up having to accompany my rounds. It's just, this is the only thing I have to wear at the moment. The art department, they hate me. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's kind of nice seeing you like this. You really mean it? Well then, what are you waiting for? Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Classroom in the left wing on the first floor.
Seriously, can you at least try and smell? You're gonna scare the visitors away. Hey, take it up with AGNES. I didn't ask to be born with this face. Damn, ain't that the truth? Realest thing anybody's ever said in this entire series. Okay, settle down, you two. No fighting. Curtis, I agree that it's important to greet our guests with a smile. However, don't you think it's important that we be genuine with them too? I guess so. You're right, Agnès. Thank you, sir. I know you told you to take on your role seriously. You don't have to be so uptight. It's okay to relax. Okay. Nice job running into the new kids, Chief. When did you get here? I was in their shoes last year, so I understand how they feel. Even the managing in this year has actually been somewhat of an adjustment for me. Honestly, I feel slightly out of my element. That could have fooled me. I think you're doing a bang-up job. Thank you, Van. The thank you from the announcer lining up with when she said thank you threw me off for a second. I was like, why is this one line voice acted? I know my student council in class workload is only going to go up now that I'm a second year. That just means I'll have to work that much harder, both at school and my part-time job. That way I can keep holding my head up high. Actually, no, you probably work less as a second year. Because, like, you're not going to have to do all the grunt work. Well, someone's fired up. I'll be counting on you. He's just as dependable as ever. Nah, we're not glazing Agnès. We picked you, Elaine. Act like it. This is the new student everyone's been talking about? I was hoping I'd get the chance to meet her. I grew up. I'm gonna go to Aramis. Is she? I want to be just like these two nice students. Well, you better either get to making money or get to studying or be talented. You know, you got one of each here. Agnès, you know, obviously the money. Curtis, I guess he's smart enough. And Kisara, she was just built different. I run into Curtis a lot since we both live in Old Town. We're not exactly friends. In fact, I'd say we're pretty much the opposite of that. We're always butting heads over this and that. Glad Anya's here to defuse the situation in this case. Seriously, she broke it up like it was no big deal. One of my duties here is to check in on the new students while I make my rounds. I'm a little worried about these two, to be honest. Their argument could have blown out of control if I wasn't here. I'll just have to keep an eye on them, whether it's at school or back in Old Town. It's weird. I was nearly ready to blow a fuse a minute ago, but now I'm perfectly calm. Yeah, I was thinking Anya was just some timid girl, but she proved me wrong. Today's the day we've all been waiting for, so get out there and have yourselves a good time. By the way, we got some limited edition merchandise on sale. First, me to take a look.
Take all the time you need.
Yep, tuna sandwich. Ain't nobody ever heard of this shit before in Calvin. Athletic shoes for Swin. I don't know if Swin deserves it either. No offense. We could get our item drop rate by 90%. That's pretty cool, I guess. Why I would ever need that, nobody knows.
Be seeing you.
But I guess I'm glad it's there. Lady, get out there, have some fun. You can't be sitting in your office. Glad to see that your festival is doing so well. I couldn't be more proud of our students. It's Matilda. Well, I suppose she's Director Matilda now. She hasn't changed a bit. Oh, you are the... Kind of weird to have the principal, or equivalent to the principal, be the nurse person? That or the nurse has to share their office with the principal? I guess I didn't really realize you were supposed to be like the director. It's kind of funny hearing Sigourney fumble all over herself. I guess that one's probably on me though. See, I gave her some advice earlier. Told her that if all else fails, she should just be herself. Customers like sincere service after all.
Left wing on the first floor.
What's up? Didn't realize you two were going to be here at the festival. I don't know if they serve alcohol.
Faster? Then I invite you to come by.
Well, we all have a little business to take care of, that's all. Yeah, some very serious business. Oh, by the way, have you settled on what you're ordering? Actually, I took orders a minute ago. We bet on whose order we get here first. Well, I mean, hopefully they're the same time. I mean, it's okay to bring one out like slightly earlier, but you don't want like... I mean, if it's just 2 dishes, you should probably wait and take them out at the same time, personally. Like, I don't know, I guess I'm of 2 minds about it. Because on one hand, I'm like, if my food's ready first, let me eat it. I don't want it to sit there and get cold. But at the same time, it does kind of suck when, like on both ends, A, when the other person gets their food first and you're just sitting there like a dumbass, wishing you could have some food. And then, if you're the person who gets the food first, you're like, I mean, I'm still gonna eat it. But there's still an element of like, oh no, I feel slightly bad.
That Aramis, the founder of our academy, firmly believed in.
Gambling addicts through and through. But it does also suck when it's like you know, one person orders a dish that obviously is probably gonna take longer than the other, and so then like your food that would be done pretty quickly is, you just know it's sitting there on the fucking counter. I got a small platter and Hale ordered a salad. Loser picks up the other's tab. We all know who's gonna win. Ken, it's not the plastic bastard next to me. Small platter or a salad? I mean, the salad should be 100% faster. Like, not just because, I mean, I don't know what's on the small platter, but the salad is already generally something that, like, comes first, so.
Welcome to our Eastern Tea House.
It's Elise. I don't know if she deserves it either.
See you again!
I feel like new rule, if you've ever killed us, you don't get a gift. How do I give a gift? Oh, it's down here. I was like, so I didn't really pay attention to her. We got a ton of connection events. Because it just everyone who's playable, and Yume, the Lord of all things, gets one. Are we missing someone? No, I guess not. Alright, flower glasses. Nah, you don't. You're already maxed out. You don't deserve them. Rent, yeah.
Oh my, how thoughtful.
I suppose you can have it. Swin. Swin, you didn't kill us, but the jury's still out on whether or not you were a dumbass. Do I give you the benefit of the doubt? Because, like, I don't know, I'm conflicted. Because the idea that he, like, just had a temporary doubt and then that was enough for him to get mind controlled, yeah, I kind of vibe with that. Because I could at least somewhat buy the idea that Swin is like
Annual tradition.
taken off guard
That Aramis
and maybe slightly buys into Ace's bullshit for like a split second, and that's enough for him to get corrupted. But that wouldn't really vibe with the idea that he willingly accepted the corruption. So
So please enjoy.
I'm just saying it can't be both. And if he bought into Ace's bullshit, then frankly I ain't fucking with him. Quiz King. Ooh, Quiz King. Let's save it. Let's save it. Let's do Computer Lab. Grid hat. I don't want to do that, man. Heck yeah, the second floor is where it's at. Ooh, I want to do the quiz game thingy next. Aramis really isn't a league of its own. You could tell me these events are made for professionals and I'd totally believe you. I said we go around to every single activity and make copious notes of everything and anything. Girls, you need to chill out. We can go to some of the events, and remember, we're here for work too. I'm not going overboard, got it?
Card battle tournament is being held.
Hard battle. You guys import Vantage Masters yet? Okay. Who thought I made you the boss of me, Why is that check not part of your silly little group anymore?
Try your luck.
Silly? You want to run that by me again, Natalie? You get where I'm coming from, right? Like, it's fine to be excited and all, but well, it's a bad look if we start wreaking havoc for you to make it to the stage, you know? Are you talking to me? I'll recuse myself. As long as we contain ourselves for a few hours, we'll be golden. Blood, too. Coming to a theater near you. Sayla's so unbelievably bossy, and she wonders why we were always at odds in the past. Well, I guess that's ancient history now. She has a capable partner in Lula, so I can safely leave them to their own devices. I mean, there should be a middle ground between never have fun and let's write down our thesis on the activities.
I've set up some food stalls in the courtyard, as well as
I think I'll comb every reg of this place and see what I can learn from their sake. For their sake. I'm hanging out with Sayla and Natalie. Yep, damn true. Okay, we're not just hanging out, I guess. We're technically got like a show later. But until then, we're gonna party it up in here. Alright, we'll see what this is about. And presumably it's just it's our hacking business. Look at that, they got a monitor to show them what's going on in the game. Grid hackers. You can imagine my bewilderment. I learned there'd be a hacking experience at the school festival. Yep, that shit was, I mean, I guess it's illegal. I don't know, do you think Calvert's got a law against hacking? Or do you think, like, Crossbow was, like, on the up and up? And nobody else has decided to ban it yet? This is done in your recommendation, too, no? Want to make an oval computer game. Only problem is they're fresh out ideas. That's how I remember the hacking program we using those orbital locks. Once I gave them a basic rundown, they latched onto the idea and ran away with it faster than I ever saw coming. I mean, of the mini games, it's the best. So, I mean, I kind of like the one where you had to navigate, like laterally, the lateral, like when you're going through the vent the one time. I kind of like that one. And I mean, it's definitely like really janky because the controls are super floaty, but the controls in the hacking minigame are also kind of floaty. It's just not as noticeable. End result's a little more geared towards your average Joe. There's just one thing. Get that feels the player character, but seeing him plaster on these photos feels a little jarring. I find it rather adorable, actually. They'll be drawing in visitors in no time. Miss you, your days are numbered. I guess it's just me then. Alright, maybe so you get the game a spin. Going on back here. Who do you think is hacking right now? A group of 3? I don't know. I don't know who you people are.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up
Manager
some food stalls
Carlo, Elijah, and
as well as a
Ilhan?
basketball game.
Who the fuck is Elijah? Are you like, aren't you a teacher?
To any daring challengers out there, we've got
Prepare yourself,
prizes
Ilhan, because I'm about to give you. Oh, or maybe you guys were
try.
classmates back in the day? Well, you can certainly try. But I think you'll find that true skill is only strengthened with age. So fast. Oh, no, no, no. You're the dude who... You're the student who gets advice from Ilhan. That's it. Isn't there like a t-shirt that kind of looks like this guy? It's like Discount Gaius. Gaius if he didn't grow up in the middle of fucking nowhere. Hipster Gaius. Yeah, you didn't study the course beforehand, did you? Ah, come on, I need to sell yourself short, Elijah. You're right on my tail. The input speed here is truly impressive. That was a match of the ages. Glad to see Alan enjoying himself for once. Usually he's on the other side of creating things. He never gets the chance to see what others have created. Still, the game looked pretty interesting if it's got even Ilan hooked.
As well as a one-on-one basketball game.
One-on-one basketball game.
To any daring challengers out there.
Has rave reviews. It's a 2-player co-op experience. What the hell does that mean? I don't trust Elaine, no offense. All the courses available at first we have beginner courses. You beat that, you'll advance to our more difficult stuff. But if you're gonna let me play on the hardest one, it shouldn't cost me a ticket. Hacking game. Who should I invite? Oh, it's not. I guess that does make sense. I kind of just been assuming it was like either gonna be Elaine or Agnès, like whoever you had with you, but. Yume, it's our hacking business. Never heard of hacking before, but it looks like fun. Alright, let's jump right in. You didn't even give Yume a computer. Did she not have a computer?
I'm a hacker now.
Damn true. Ain't that right, girly? 3 minutes? I don't know if I want to be here for 3 minutes, brother. That's like a little long. I just thought it was supposed to be a beginner course. Which means there's 3 options. A, the course is really long. B, the course is not that long, but because it's the beginner one, it gives you a lot of time. Or the course is long and boring, which is kind of like the first one, but different. I mean, we're definitely like, you know, we're kind of letting Yume be Tails right now. You know what I mean? Like, her controller is not fucking plugged in. Also, I'm pretty sure we've done that exact section before. I'm installing a trap.
There goes the luck.
Possibly a world record.
We did real good, huh?
Damn true. Congrats on clearing the beginner course. Here's your prize. Spirit. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's just our intermediate course. Team Arc Ride? Yep, Team Arc Ride. I mean, it is still our hacking business. I mean, since you're part of the party, we gotta pick you for... We'll at least do a lane for everything. Just because, I mean, she is our follower. We probably won't do every character for every event. We'll see. I would lean like 80% chance of no, but I don't know, we'll see. Oh, I didn't read your thread. Year's festival events are beyond anything I could have imagined back when we were still in school. If all the events are good, maybe. The problem is that, like, with them being interactive, if they are, at least like this one is doing it like 18 times seems kind of a little much. Help!
Damn it. I slipped up.
I didn't realize he was going to be doing that shit, man. What the hell do I do here? Oh no, we just kind of got screwed because he was going down instead of up. Not fair. Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
I got through it.
Elaine didn't do. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could have gone past, but. What are you doing, Blood? What are you doing?
Damn it.
Theo!
Slipped up.
He does not turn on a dime, man. Hey. You go up, and then you gun it. You gun it? Oh no, he's not gunning it, dude. He's not gunning it. He didn't gun it. There ain't really too much you can do about that, man. Okay, you're gonna go down. You're gonna go down. You're gonna go down. You're going down. Ah, you motherfucker. You piece of shit. You horrible person. Worst computer program ever made. I'll say it here first. Next to...
Damn it.
What the hell? I was holding left, right. Could have gone the other direction, man. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Because, like, you just won't stay still. You gotta, like... Oh no, that's a trap. You could trap him. I didn't realize it was a trap. No, no, no. We're going with no. You can save it. You can save it. You're fast. You're fast, You're a fast boy. You're possibly the fastest boy who's ever lived. I didn't realize that was a trap. So I kind of like thought it, but it also feels like I could have just like slipped past. Like I didn't know if I just had to be fast. That does get rid of your ring. Okay, we're still on track. We're still on pace for a possibly world record again.
There goes.
You may think it's kind of weird that there's another obstacle after this. I agree. It's a little strange.
We're cutting it close.
Yeah, it's because this game is ass. It's not really fair, but. It is like way too long.
Damn it. I slipped up.
Can I try again? Like considering that like so much of the difficulty is just like I mean difficulties are strong. What the fuck is your problem, dude? Like I'm holding right and he won't turn. I don't know, is this like the wrong way or something?
There goes.
I don't really know why you would go the other direction. Cause like a lot of it's just like, hey, do you get the right pattern when you walk past? Cause there's not really like too much you can do if they're like on the wrong pattern. You just have to like stand there and wait. Sometimes. And then you're kind of just like guessing the first time you go in, since you can't just like, you can't just stay still. You have to always just go in and try. Where the hell am I going? I don't want to talk about it.
There goes the luck.
Like, brother, look at this fuck.
That was more fun than I thought.
Oh, that's where I was supposed to go? Wait, could I have just gone straight at the start? Was that the... Maybe it's like you can't do it from that angle? I feel like you probably could. Because we just did like a big loop, right? Hey, whatever. For an expert hacker, we need Give me Nadia. Is this the hot new game now? Really feels like yesterday I was decoding one of the real McCoys. Bring on every level you've got. I'll 100% this thing like no one's business. It should be like harder or easier depending on who you bring.
This is a job for Nana.
Like if you bring Rin or Catra, just like auto, you have like a time limit of 80 minutes. And if you take like Aaron, your time limit's like 4 seconds. Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't tell if he was gonna come towards me or not. Okay, I don't know if this feels like the most efficient way. Run, you fuck. Run, you fuck. And then stop. Insane pace. He's... Well, I didn't know the dude was going to cut to the left or not. It doesn't look like he's going to cut to the left. Which is like... annoying, because you would think he was going to cut to the left.
There goes the luck.
And then when he doesn't cut to the left, you're looking like a dumbass. But if I'd just gone forward, assuming he wouldn't cut to the left... Blood? You need to turn the fuck around. If I assumed he didn't cut to the left and just ran forward, I would fail. Oh my god, Blaze! And I look like an idiot, you know? No, you hit triangle like a dumbass.
There goes the luck.
You fool, you absolute idiot. Is he even gonna touch this? Oh, I've got to like loop around, don't I? Maybe I don't. Okay, never mind. I thought it was like you had to like, you'd have to do both.
Easy, lemon squeezy.
Like you wouldn't be able to squeeze through unless he was trapped. And like you didn't go far enough to get trapped on one side, so you'd have to like go around or something. Like we picked wrong. Reset level like goes a walk on the park. Mad respect. Ain't any higher difficulties. You're the GOAT of tacky mini games, which we all knew. Okay. We'll never do that again. It's in
A Maid cafe and an Eastern tea house. Wow, they thought of everything.
So which do you prefer? The maid outfits or the Eastern dresses?
no
Neither?
comment.
Hey, that's not why I brought it up. I swear.
Say a new book.
Preserves the principles that
Damn
Aramis,
true partner.
founder of our academy, firmly believed in.
Hey. Well, if it isn't Mr. Archer and his companions, please come in.
Our entire
I'd heard a little about it during the planning phase. The Maid cafe turned out rather nice, don't you think?
enjoy.
Students carry themselves so well. It's almost like a real tea party in here. Like a creeper ass van over there, hiding behind the plant door. I may have helped them with a few things here and there, but you're the one who really set them up for success, Lila. Well, it was my pleasure after so many years catering to Madam's every need, but it's only natural to pass on my knowledge. Actually, back when I was still working in Liberl, I had a few opportunities to teach new maids in her retinue, so this is quite nostalgic for me. Now, I'd heard rumors you were pretty sharp. Looks like I picked the right woman for the job. Glad to be of service. Having me teach in exchange for the purchase of wares from my store is the most interesting arrangement. And with a lovely outcome as well. I believe this will be a good publicity for us. I have a suspicion I'll be seeing my food and tea sales rising soon. Nah, these kids, well, these are rich kids. I was gonna say, these kids can't afford your shit. It's too expensive, but they actually probably, well, their parents can. Perhaps I should consider increasing my inventory once the festival is over. Good born saleswoman.
Challengers out there, we've got prizes that are up for grabs. Why not
I'm glad to see our imports are doing so well. Thanks to the tea from Aramis that Elaine shared with me, I don't know if I would use their tea. Just it's bad optics. Because I was able to broaden my horizon a little bit. Quincy Bell's products are lovely indeed. It's kind of a conflict of interest there, but Elaine pushing racist chocolate onto the youth. More at 11. Should order it yourself sometime, Van. Nah, we don't fuck with Quincy Bell, alright? We're boycotting them until... I mean, you gotta at least boycott him for a little bit. I don't care if they fire the CEO. The Aramis Academy Festival, a truly wondrous event. Well, I say that, but it rather evokes the image of children playing at being adults, don't you think? Not at all, honestly. I think us grown-ups concerned to learn a thing or two from these youngsters. What they lack in knowledge and technique, they more than make up in creativity and passion. It's that kind of thing that really gets my creative juices flowing. Please don't talk about your juices in the Maid Cafe. Is that so? I suppose that means you've got an idea for a new film. I've always got ideas. The hard part's just figuring out which one to work on and how to make the magic happen. I figured you were going to say the hard part was you. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you come up with then. Actually, now that I think about it, weren't you at a screening for the collab I just wrapped up? Shame I didn't get much of a chance to talk back then. Yes, I was, and I'll be honest, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. After all, both you and Lamb have vastly different approaches to directing. Your aesthetics meshed beautifully. The elaborate foreshadowing combined with the bold story structure. Simply remarkable. That sounds like a fucking... I was given money, so I can't say this shit is bad type review. The foreshadowing was really good, and it had a bold story structure, i.e. the writing was ass. I'd even be inclined to call it a masterpiece if I was an idiot. Of course, that includes the scenes that appeal to your particular proclivities as well. All about sex and violence, baby. Wouldn't be entertained without them. Hear, hear. Your Highness, Mr. Director, considering this is a school event, you might want to act with a little more decorum. That's Sheridan and Gotti, alright? They never change. Decorum. Hey, how's it going, Van? Miss you at the early screening. Love to have you there. Trust me, no one's more disappointed than me. Been real tied up lately. It's like, God, he remembers those 3 days. I must not catch him once it's out for real. Ah, you're the man, Van.
Volunteers from the sports club.
When I talk about igniting a man's fire, you know what I'm referring to, yes?
One-on-one basketball game.
Yeah? You bet I do. In fact, though, I'd take that one step further. I'd say...
Any daring challengers out there?
Let's talk about this some other time. I'm just saying, I don't respect half measures.
Give it a try.
Show full penetration or nothing. If you're gonna do the bit, commit to the fucking bit, alright? Despite the large crowd, security around the perimeter seems to be more than sufficient. I doubt there's any danger here, but I had best check in on Princess Zeta soon. Welcome to Salon de Aramis. Please come in and relax. We guarantee an experience of pure luxury.
What would you like?
A gift for Van? Why the fuck does Van need a gift? The hell?
Please stop by again some...
Gotta treat myself every now and then.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
time.
Fake door. Let's see, what time we got? 40 minutes. Talk to a few more people, and then we'll pause.
Card battle tournament is being
Oh yeah, third
in
floor.
a classroom in the left wing on the first
Yes,
floor.
indeedy. Yo, where's the book? Ulgar? Nobody gives a shit about Ulgar. Alright. I want to learn the combined total knowledge of Auguste. Can't even find the book on this dude. It's Aramis, man. Nobody gives a shit about that dude. Where's my boy Auguste? Have they censored him? Did they remove? There it is. This is the literal... They don't even tell you anything about this dude. They just get chapter names. The others at least had a little bit more. This just says War of Ideologies and Public Downfall. I didn't say shit about him getting his head chopped off. Which feels like that should be like a, you know, at least slightly foreshadowed. They definitely dropped the ball big time there. Like this, like at least you get like a little bit of stuff on fucking Ulgar. You know, he's a sword dude.
Thank you for coming.
And he's, you know,
The Aramis Academy
noblesse oblige pilled.
This festival is an annual
Then when to write for
tradition that
Aramis?
preserves the principles that Aramis,
Yeah, that at least tells you something about him.
firmly believed in.
I do not feel bad in the slightest for not knowing who that fucker was.
Our entire student body has put their all into creating this year's activities, so please enjoy.
Isn't there a fourth one? Oh yeah, Atkinson. Wait, where's that Olgar? I thought there was 4 people. Well, yeah, I guess Olgar's the 4th. Oh yeah, because I guess I've just been ignoring Sheena because I was thinking of like the side ones that we don't know anything about really. Habitually says I'm just getting warmed up. Damn true, partner. You think he says that in his combat dialogue? Anybody go back and check. You think Van had the? Because I assume that's supposed to be Van's play. Can't remember, but you think he knew what he was talking about?
In a classroom in the left wing on the first floor.
We have a number of books about the Calvardian Revolution on display this year. I just do think it's really funny that the one character they decided to resurrect from the dead and be like he's the mastermind behind the game, kind of, is the one that literally there's like we couldn't even come up with like a sentence describing him. Like that shit is so funny. And it annoys me because it's actually kind of a good plot point in a way. As much as I'd like have a disdain for resurrection and shit, it doesn't bother me so much because he's not like a real you know. If a character comes back to life and they've never been on screen before and never been mentioned, it doesn't bother me as much as like, hey, we killed someone off, JK, not really. But I mean, it still bothers me a little bit. It's not like a free pass or anything, but it's not nearly as bad. Playing around with the idea of like, you know, like you could even have it be that like
Thank you for coming to the
he wasn't a bad dude and maybe like Sheena Dirk was really the truly ruthless one or something like that, you know, some sort of like distortion of historical memory, right? Like there's some interesting stuff you can do there.
firmly believed in.
Or even just dealing with, as I kind of said earlier, the whole idea of like
Our entire
even if he was a bad dude, he was still like extremely important to the revolution, so it is kind of fucked up to just like pretend he didn't exist as opposed to like grappling with the negative sides of the revolution and just presenting it as like a purely good thing. I can read animal facts? Or does that say animal index? That says index. Which is kind of like the same thing. This library is so much more interesting than I thought it'd be. All these books on the Calvardian Revolution. I never studied that in depth back in Central East now I think about it. Got biographies and information on modern history of the Republic. It's also new to me. Never really taught about this stuff in Elsheim either. Now we get to read about their history and see what the Republic and other Western countries wrote about ours. That's a good point. I never had the chance to read books with an objective, analytical perspective on the Central East. I wonder what they say we should do to our king. Well, now's as good a chance as any. Our generation's starting to become more internationalized, so I say we take advantage of this opportunity. Sounds like a plan. Thanks for inviting me to the festival, Munt. I'm beginning to see the International Cultural Exchange announcement soon. That's yet another reason why I'm glad we came here. I'm lucky to be part of this generation. We'll get to go beyond family, tribes, and borders to walk hand in hand with people from other cultures. Maybe. I mean, ideally, but we'll see. It's a good thing I took Monk up on his offer. I hope we get to see all kinds of cool stuff together over here. Honestly, I invited Kaylee on a whim, but timing just happened to work out and our schedules are conveniently aligned. I thought we'd stumble upon a place like this and end up bonding over it. Could this be a Rusha at work? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But alright, we're going to pause, and next time we will keep talking, maybe do a connection event or two. Probably will do a couple connection events to throw those in. I'm actually 87, stay tuned for the next part. Well, not really the next part, stay tuned for after the video comes back and stuff. Alright, we're back. The video didn't end. Haha, fooled you. You were fooled. You probably already clicked off by now. This is the secret half of the video that nobody watches. You know, it'll be like back in the day when there'd be the random black screens at the end of videos. Which was not always my fault. I think I've mentioned this before, but that was what would cause those, if you remember, it was mainly in the Cold Steel games, especially because it was whenever I would do combat on bosses and have to actually cut stuff out, like if, you know, we'd die and then I wouldn't talk in the second attempt or whatever, is that whenever I would cut that out, or what was it? It was something to do with like when I would export the audio from Audacity, it would still have this like invisible second clip attached to the audio. Like say the file is like an hour long, and it would actually be two linked files. One is an hour long and one is like, you know, 1 microsecond long. And so it would not be visible on the editing timeline, but when you would delete, you know, you would cut out the section where there's no talking of the video, it would still leave that like microsecond clip at the hour mark. So if the video ended at 50 minutes, the editor still thinks, well, hey, in 10 minutes there's going to be a 1 microsecond inaudible piece of audio. We better make sure we get that in. But I think eventually OBS fixed that. Not OBS, Audacity fixed that. Like the student council used the suggestion box to select surveys today. What if the surveys we did back in our day were helpful for this year's festival? Guess we're gonna explore the whole place so we can give them a fair review. Yep. Well, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do connection events. Also, one other tech thing, because I don't know why I went on that weird rant. Well, not really rant, but tangent. You know, like a few videos ago when I said, hey, Windows finally fixed the taskbar shit, literally the next day, when I woke up and turned on my monitors, they were fucking, the taskbar's broken again. And it's been broken. It was like, it had been working for like 3 days straight. And it was after I updated. I was like, oh, they must have finally fixed the shit that's been pissing me off for like 2 months now. No, it was like, it randomly fixed itself for a few days just to troll me.
Enjoy.
Because like right now, I'm looking at my second monitor. The only icon on it, on the taskbar, is OBS, because that's the only thing active on the second monitor right now. And if I want the other icons to show up on the taskbar, I have to either drag them over to the second monitor manually, or go into Windows settings and like turn off the taskbar and turn it back on. And it's just a very minor annoyance to have to do every time your monitors turn off. I put in a request to replace that stall's broken orbital stove just like you asked, and my main monitor's like breaking. I mean, I'll be able to get a refund for it, I think, but because it's still under warranty. But it has these black lines that have appeared at the bottom. And at first I was kind of like, I can maybe ignore this because I don't really want to go through the return process. But now they've started to creep up, and it's just annoying. Plus, monitors are more expensive than when I bought this thing, like, you know, a year and a half ago. So it's, even if I get the refund, I'm still fucked. And I don't really want to, because it's like, and also it's like sitting in the thing to repair. You got to pay for shipping, so the shipping's like fucking like $60. Just crazy. So it's like, yeah, even if the repair's covered, like, I'm still fucked. And I still have a shit-ass monitor that broken, like, well, it didn't break, but started to fail after like a year and a half. I'd put in a request to play that stall's broken orbital stove just like you asked. Perfect, you're a lifesaver, Julian. Sup, you two keeping busy? I take you're putting out fires as they spring up. I don't envy you two, I'll admit. It's the Spriggan, and you're... At any rate, we've not been waiting for issues to address, but thankfully we've still been able to carve out some downtime. Thanks to this guy right here that said issues were dealt with pretty quickly. He anticipated them and prepared countermeasures in advance. If only he'd done that when he got blown up. Remember when that happened? That's crazy. He saved all of us a lot of hassle, that's for sure. And so, not bad, kid. Sounds like you're really stepping up your game. Keep it up and you'll be a shoo-in for student council president. You'll get to fulfill the role of getting student council president after the more important NPC moves on and graduates. It's a time-honored Trails tradition. Let's see, nothing's decided until it's decided. True that, so have you thrown your name in the hat? The next election is in May. As is customary, they usually have at least one first-year student council member included in the runnings. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I'm the most qualified candidate. I think Agnès would have a better fit. Well, so when you say at least one student from first year, because he would be a second year right now, or do you mean like first year as in? Well, no, it must. Well, actually, I don't know. I guess Rin would be a second year, and now she's a third year. I think. I was gonna say, well, she became student council president after only being there for like a month or something. So it's not that you had to, but she would not be first year student, I'm pretty sure. So I think she's older than Agnès. I'm pretty sure she's supposed to have been 17 and Agnès was 16. Which, that sounds about right. But back to what I was saying. So when you say first year student, because they're making it sound like this is in reference to Albert, who would be a second year. But it does seem kind of weird if you're like, you've only been at the school for like a month and you can run for student council president. I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to, but
Set up some food stalls in the courtyard.
I feel like you at least need to be there for a little bit longer than a month for you're like, I know how to run this place. I mean, granted, it's like the student council would actually do anything in real life. You're just like, hey, I campaigned on changing the snacks in the vending machine. You know, that type shit. I think Agnès would have been a better fit. And I'm sure that it would be a difficult prospect given her circumstances. Oh, yeah. Circumstances? What circumstances? You know, saving the world, that type shit. Or, well, more like saving Edith. We don't have really saved the world yet. I mean, I guess they kind of were like, ooh, the garden master, he could take all of history into his thing. But like, I don't really buy that. Dude's a fraud. Thank you again for all you've done at Advisors. If you don't mind doing the rounds to make sure everything's going okay, I'd appreciate it. You got it, boss. Julie's on helping me out so much with all of this. Honestly, I feel bad about asking for so many favors. Say, have you given any thought to joining the student council? I could recommend you if you'd like.
Hard battle tournament.
I'm flattered. I don't know if I could do that given I'm returning to the Empire sometime this semester. Gotta go talk to Reen, who I definitely know. I'm 100% in his class.
Then I invite you to come by.
I remember you mentioned you didn't want to keep your friends in class 7 waiting, frauds. Trails through daybreak, more like trails through fraud break. I'm sure your grandfather, the former general of the Imperial Army, is eagerly awaiting your report as well. He definitely is. Got any normal fuckers at that school? I mean, I guess not really. I mean, this guy's last name is ... Honestly, I don't know. I mean, generals? We know several different generals. Ah, now it all makes sense. Not to reveal the plot for too long. Until that day comes, I'll do whatever I can to assist the student council. If you need anything, just say the word. Understood. I'll be taking you up on that offer sometime soon. Nice to see your good friends getting along.
Volunteer.
Said father? I mean, there's the Vanders. I mean, in theory, he could be the kid of Eye Patch Dude, I guess. What other generals? Elliot's dad. I'm pretty sure it's not Elliot's brother. I feel like I would have heard of him. Dorelia. I don't think she can be a father. Well, I mean, maybe. That's up to her. What other general dudes are there? I don't know. I don't know who they're supposed to be referring to. I mean, I guess if I had to lock in a guess, I would say the other Vander? Not Kurt's dad, but the other one?
to any daring challenge.
But I don't feel like I ever remember him mentioning having like a son or anything.
Why not give it a try?
You're getting a migraine thinking about student council elections. Or maybe there's like another less important general that nobody cares about? Oh yeah, there's the, what's his name? The principal in CS 1 and 2? I don't know. It seems like his kid, if he had a kid, he'd probably be a bit older. Alright, so I go back to work. I'd like to do as much as I can before I leave for the Empire. Or, you know, maybe he's like one of those, you know, dudes that have kids when they're 40, which is weird. I'll say it. Nobody else wants to say it. I don't know, weird's maybe the wrong word. I wouldn't do it. I mean, granted, I wouldn't have a kid and I'm not 40 either, so. Maybe I'm not the best one to ask. He'll yeah, show my piece by a rival at the school festival. I mean, she's from the Empire. Oh, it's Chickadee? What's her name?
This festival is an annual
What is her
tradition
name?
that preserves the principles that Aramis, the founder of
Because the
our
name that
town,
popped in my head was
firmly
Beryl, and
believed
that's
in.
Witch Lady. Or not Witch Lady.
Our entire student body
That's
has
Miss,
put their all
like,
into creating this year's activities.
probably not the Grandmaster. Probably not her under a magic spell or something. I know Clara. Yeah, I presume they're talking about Sculpture Lady. I'll get you one of these days. I'll capture my model's true essence in my next piece, and then you'll see. By the way, I heard the school's this year's decorations were made by former graffiti artists. They're incredible, don't you think? Well, most of it. The big sign outside was their imagining as well. It practically oozes with the spirit of rebellion, does it? Because I think it looks like ass, but that's just me. I'm just a simple, closed-minded individual. I'd love to be the genius behind it all. Their sense of style is so unique.
A card battle tournament is being held in a classroom in the left wing.
I have a wide array of pieces on display this year. Most of them are from either current Aramis students or alumni. However, we've also decided to showcase pieces from our sister schools for the first time, such as Thor's Military Academy. Oh, remarkable works of art. When am I gonna... Okay, here's an idea for a JRPG. You go to school, but it's like a normal person's school. It's not like a rich person's school. And everyone in it is normal. This is the music room. It's where we practice performing our music. Yep, I could have told you that, lady. After our students provided a demonstration on how to use the instruments, we'll be provided with one of your own to try for yourself. Care to join us? Yo, he's fucking getting down with it. And she's tearing it up. What up? Oh, it's so good to see you all. Uh-huh. Now, what are Hamilton's disciples doing in a place like this?
Aramis Academy Festival.
I can speak for them. They can talk. They came to the festival because of me.
This festival
I needed some
is an
assistance with the
annual
hacking
tradition
game the
that
computer club and I were working on.
preserves the principles that Aramis,
Yeah, I need to,
founder
you
of
know,
our academy, firmly believed in.
work on the... Give me better depth perception. That's all I ask.
Has put their all into creating
Such a
this year's
rambunctious event would not normally be to my liking, but I'll admit I'm at least slightly taken by the sights. All the evil I could do here, if given enough time. The quality of the performance is more than adequate as well. I think you've heard this lovely melody, yes? Yeah, it's been playing for a while. Music and mathematics are interrelated, you see. If I converted this piece into a numerical equation, various patterns and regularities would surface. A number of prominent theories regarding this phenomenon are put forth in recent years, and yeah, you're gonna make all music sound the same, you loser. Ain't got no soul to it. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, you lost me halfway through. Come on, Yang, we're supposed to be having fun. You should turn that big old brain off and just relax. In any event, I'm glad the two of you are enjoying yourselves. By the way, it sounds like there's some delicious tea being served at the Eastern Tea House.
Some food stalls in the courtyard, as
Oh,
well
what
as
is
a
Yang
one-on-one
dreaming
basketball.
about? Wrong answers only? Would you like to try some later? Of course we would.
Any daring
We'll go wherever you want,
challenges
Katra.
We've got prizes that are
I
up
may
for
as
grabs.
well, seeing as I'm already
Give it a
here.
try.
Mr. Cronkite's a lot softer when he's talking with those two, isn't he? God, please don't be evil. I mean, There's no way. Look at him. Look how evil he looks. He's so evil looking. He can't be evil. Right? Now, Esme did kill a bunch of people, so she's not exactly beating the guys with glasses or people with glasses or evil in the Falcom universe. Now, I know she didn't mean to necessarily probably kill all those people, but I'm doing a lot of soul searching ever since I got through that horrible nightmare. Yeah, I'm just so grateful Catcher, Young, and the Professor were all there for me when I needed them the most. I mean, we're the ones that saved you. Sorry I didn't mean to bring the mood down. It's time to turn the frown upside down. This is a festival after all. Hacking game came together pretty well, but it sounds like it's got a lot of healthy competition. I'm gonna get out there and make some memories with my two dear friends. I heard from researchers at the Institute of Science that Aramis' cafeteria delivers coffee of exceptional quality. Perhaps a small sample is in order then. Yes. Ah, beans from Ord. I didn't realize you were serving trash here. Alright, so remember, Grant's supposed to be in here in the capital today. She's probably too busy to come to the festival. Not that I know her exact schedule or anything. Of course, she's going to the moon. The moon's got the secret to saving the desert or something. Remember when they set up the whole thing about how the whole world turned into desert? And we still haven't really addressed it? Crazy, man. It would be great if everyone could be here, especially after we went through everything last month. And also, do you know that Aaron's got a damn demon inside of him? The whole thing is crazy, man. Alright, let's do a couple connection events. Maybe even 3. We'll shoot for 2, but if we got time, we'll do a 3rd. Only problem with doing the connection events now is that I might not remember which ones we've done. We'll just start at the top then so I can remember. Or I don't accidentally overlook them. We'll start with Agnès. As you do, you uninvite Agnès. You say you're not going to be allowed to walk around with us, and then immediately ditch Elaine for Agnès. You know, we're playing both sides, so we always come out on top, or something. Van parted ways with the companion for a short while. Or you could say we're giving Agnès the consolation prize. He then headed to Treon Tower to meet up with Aunt. What the hell? We ain't got time to go all the way to Treon Tower. Oh, we were just talking about you. What the quinky dink. Van, Agnès, a pleasure to see you again. Good day, Professor Hamilton. Yeah, it's been what, 2.5 weeks now? I apologize for calling you over here with that school festival keeping you occupied. Yeah, I didn't read the description for the connection event, so I guess they probably explained to us why we came here, but I didn't read that shit. Felt it's important I return this to you, Agnès. Without further ado, here you are. The 9th Genesis, the most powerful Genesis, the secret Genesis nobody knew about, the most Genesis-y of Genesis. Pretty much done all the probing you can do so far on why the Genesis stopped working, right? Any developments we should know about? No, sadly, not even using my connections at the Institute to run it through every instrument at our disposal. Failed to glean any facts, let alone the root cause behind the inexplicable phenomenon we've observed so far. And nevertheless, I'm of a mind to continue the investigation. Alright, to put you through so much trouble, we'd really appreciate it if you could. There's still so many things that we have yet to understand. We need to do so in order to prepare for what lies ahead. Oh, my music? Is this where we reveal that Professor Hamilton's evil and Agnès is a mind-controlled former assassin? I can see much of your forebears in you. Clearly, Professor Epstein's spirit lives on, as does Lila's, or Lilia's? Lilia, that's Agnès' grandma, right? Yes, although I never got the chance to meet her myself. According to my great-grandfather's diary, she used to go to and from the library all the time, or laboratory all the time. Probably the library too, though, to be honest. I believe Lilia was around 10 years old back then. Who's this Epstein motherfucker again? I mean, he was at least alive 50 ago. Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. I guess, like, in my head, I feel like he's not that old, but I guess we don't really know, like, how old he was when he did his inventing shit. Because he could have been, like, old as shit already. Which, I mean, it's probably fair to assume that. We also don't really know, like, when he died or what happened to him or really anything about him other than that. Well, I guess it's more like 59 years ago or 50-something years ago now in universe. Always forget. How many years is it? It's been like 7 years since the start of Trails 1, something like that. I don't know. I remember the 50-year thing is the only thing that sticks in my mind because it's a nice round number. They're like, they invented this shit 50 years ago. Which, granted, I don't know if that means 50 years or if it means 50 years. You know what I mean? That's one of my favorite things about, you know, like, I mean, I get maybe it happens in other languages, but in English especially, when you just say the same shit twice, but with like slightly different inclination, and it does mean something different. You know, do you mean 50 years or do you mean 50 years? Because 50 years can mean 50 years, but it can also mean 50 years. On occasion, her spontaneous comments would even lead to breakthroughs in our research. The girl certainly did wonders for our motivation. Sounds a lot how you use this for us. You'll be right there. Thanks for sharing, Professor. It's a joy to hear. Grandmother had already passed when I was born, you see, so I never knew her all that well. My mother told me she was a kind and dauntless woman who raised her single-handedly. I see. That description fits Lilia to a T. All in all, however, neither I nor the other disciples can tell you very much about her. It's due in part to the way she vanished right after the professor's death, leaving only a note behind. For real? Approximately when did Epstein die? Just asking for a friend? Heard a bit about this. Half of my grandmother's life is completely unaccounted for. Like, no, seriously, give me some years. At this time, the guild was still in its infancy. When they failed to find her, the search was called off. Imagine my shock when I first met you, her granddaughter, in Basel. Let's do some... She was still alive 50 years ago, presumably. So she died before Agnès was born. So she's been dead for at least 16 years. Or 17 years, maybe, approximately. Let's say at least 20 years. We'll bump it up a little bit. Half of her life is unaccounted for. So she vanished even before she died. So she's been gone for a while. And who knows what she's doing off screen? Who knows what sort of deeds she's doing off screen? What sort of arcane knowledge she might have access to? You're picking up what I'm putting down. In any case, you already know Catcher is like family to me, so don't ever feel as if you have to be a stranger, dear. That goes to you too as well, Van. I'm just like a guy. Even if it has nothing to do with the Genesis, you're welcome to reach out in times of need. Appreciate it. Might even happen sooner than we think. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Also, we'd love to have you at this year's school festival, if you'd be willing. Even to be a spectacular event, thanks in part to Catcher's contribution. Ah, yes, Esme's been telling me all about it. I'll try my best to make time for a visit. Well, we picked up the Genesis. Ready to head back to the academy? About that. ... Not as if we're in any hurry. Suppose we could stick around for a little while longer. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to do with Elaine. To tell you the truth, I actually wanted to come here with you at some point. We've been here like 8 times, Agnès. Yeah, now you bring it up. I guess the first time we've been here together. Well, that's not true. I mean, maybe like alone. Pretty packed back at the festival anyway, so I could use some time away for the crowds. No harm in hanging back and taking a look around. Great, thanks, Van. So Van and Agnès enjoyed a leisurely stroll on the observation deck, and what, 10 seconds later? Not that big. I decided taking the city sights from one of the telescopes. I guess I got no whimsy in me, but I'm like, once you've been up there once, ain't you seen it? Like, it's definitely cool the first time, but like, it's not like the buildings have changed all that much. See, if I turn over in this direction, I guess maybe looking at the festival would be kind of cool, but... Old Town spotted. I'm pointing right at the office in Montmartre. Seriously? You got sights for slick around, and that's the first place you pick? Well, it's important to me. I always look there whenever I do this. You come here often? Even on my days off from work, I worry about whether or not you're eating a balanced diet or not. What the? You, my nosy sister-in-law? Good luck keeping a food diary on your way up here. Let's look over there next. Marche is as lively as ever today. No matter how much they modernize the rest of the city, this slice of it never seems to change. You wouldn't know, you're too young. You a long-time customer or something? Thought your house was over in the 10th district. Well, really my mother would only take me shopping there every so often when I was little. There were other occasions such as birthdays, holidays, or the rare times when my father made space in his busy schedule to come home early. Two of us would poke our heads in a one stall after another, deliberating over what to eat. Have so much fun back then. Worms are hard to think about it. Here's Dirk Memorial Park. Father used to drive me there as a child so we could take Alphonse for a walk. Oh, your pet dog? I met him at the end of last year when I dropped you off at that one time, right? I kind of pity the guy started clinging to me and roughhousing like no tomorrow. Almost like I'd never shake myself free. He's usually so quiet around you, knew outside our family too. Guess he took a special liking to you, or he hates him. He sussed him out. You can stop by and keep him company if you'd like. What, just stroll right into the president's house? I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Here's the Aramis Academy over in the Alva district. Festival's this busy on the first day, you're gonna be swamped all the way to last, because it is multi-day festival. Now, if we're gonna skip the extra day. Because I was kind of, I expected it to be multiple days for the finale, but I was thinking it was gonna be like you had like a setup day, and then, the actual festival started, and then, the main plot happens or whatever. I'll make it through somehow. But granted, there's a part of me that's still like, I think it would be kind of neat if there wasn't like some dude shows the evil Grindel shows up at the last second. Is like, haha, I was the mastermind all along, and then you like fight him, and then the game ends or something. I wouldn't mind them ending on like a bit of a like more open-ended something. I don't know, because I guess it's like two minds of it. One, I guess you should go ahead and wrap it up because this whole thing feels like a side story, which is not a bad thing in a vacuum. What else was I gonna say? Not a bad thing in a vacuum. I completely lost my train of thought. But I guess, have like a fresh, clean slate for like, the next game. Since I still don't really know what they're trying to do with the evil Grindel thing. I don't know, it just seems extremely random. Don't laugh, and I was just thinking, wow, I'm actually a student here. Even now it still hits me. Because I guess even like the Grindel's relation with Van and stuff doesn't really make much sense. Like, I guess something's never really clear on how much of the Grindel is like from Van and how much of it's from the Genesis. Is it that the Genesis reacts with Van's innate demon thing to create the Grindel because the Grindel seems separate from the Demon Lord, but I don't know. That's because this is where my mother and my father first met. It's news to me. So here goes my grandmother was working in the student store at the time. Being a single parent, she got permission to bring her daughter, Sophie, my mother, to work with her. Also, what happened to old granddad? Father had only just enrolled at the academy when they first got acquainted. From there, he wound up being a family friend of sorts. Almost sounds like it was fated to be, though I'm guessing there was a bit of an age gap there, huh? Wait, what? Are they not there at the same... Oh, my father had only just enrolled. Okay. Oh, and she was not actually at the school. Okay. President Gramheart. Why can't they just be fucking students? Why we gotta add this? Oh, it turns out I was... How much of an age gap are we talking here? Because if it's like she's gonna be in the school next year and he's just enrolled, that's not so bad. Okay, yeah, because he just enrolled, so he's like 16. So as long as she's not like, you know, 13 or younger, I guess I'm not gonna be morally outraged. 8 years? What? Are you out of your fucking mind? You can't marry somebody you knew who was 8 when you were 16. This is not even close to the same thing, Agnès. If I'm morally objectionable to the 25 and 16, I'm supposed to be okay with the fucking dude meets an 8-year-old and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna marry that? Are you out of your fucking mind? Falcon, you need to be they need to be investigated. Somebody on the writing team, they've got demons in their closet, in their basement. I'm calling it. They grew up alongside each other. Their shared feelings slowly blossomed into love. No, fuck that. Your dad's a groomer. I'm sorry. What the? Why take just a perfectly normal setup? Just perfectly normal. They went to school together, and that was it. You know, you could have even, like, if you'd pushed the whole he was a senior, she was a freshman thing, like, that's a little weird, but, like, fine. You get, like, a little bit of your whatever this is in 8 years? Like, I'm gonna have to, like, I feel like I have to title this video 8 years, 3 exclamation points. That's like the only thing of importance that happens this entire video is they just fed me this shit. Eight years? I mean, I get what they're going for. It's like, oh, because Agnès and Van have an 8-year age gap. Motherfucker, it is not even close to the same. What the fuck? Father finally proposed to her. That's so... Agnès, I mean, I guess I kind of get where it comes from now. That your dad's fucked up. Almost poetic considering your great-granddad was the one who designed the tower to begin with. No, it's not poetic, it's fucking creepy. I guess that must make it pretty special to you. In a way, it symbolizes the bond between the two sides of my families, the Claudels and the Gramharts. Yeah, the Gramharts, the fucking pieces of shit hearts. Shortly after I came along, my father's political career took off. He became busy while I became feeling lonely. Or began feeling lonely? I'm tilted, honestly. Parents made an effort to clear out their schedules and bring me to Shrion Tower. Mother talked about all the... Are you sure your mother wasn't fucking 14 here? Garbage ass. Mother talked about all sorts of things while we were here. She told me about life with my grandmother and the way she met my father. How the three of them would often visit their tower in the area. Like, that's... I feel like that is not even slightly defensible. Like, is anyone playing defense on this shit? Because I know people, anytime I talk about the age gap shit, somebody gets, like, mad and, like, has to play defense for, like, how it's actually okay. And, like, to a degree, I can somewhat get it, right? Some of them are a little bit more defensible. This shit is, like, straight up horrible. I just, it's yeah. It's like a factor of 2 times worse than like the worst like relationship setups they've had in this series, like when it comes to age, right? Like my moral outrage of like Agate, Tita, and the weird shit they're pushing with Rin and Van. It's like 2x that. Or the Anya's Van thing. I mean, the Anya's Van one is at least like, I think it's just creepy. It's not like outright as gross as, you know, when you meet someone when they're 12 or whatever. But it's like, that's a fucking child, man. That's a child. And it's one thing if you're also a kid, but you're like almost an adult. That's crazy, man. And not even like oh, you know, we briefly met when she was 8, and then we met again, you know, 10 years later or something, which would still be kind of weird. Maybe 20 years later, because then the age gap doesn't matter as much at that point. But being like, oh yeah, you were like a brother to her from when she was 8. The fuck? How elated she was when her finally proposed, and all the while my father would have faint, uncharacteristic blush on his face. Probably because he's like, I can't believe it was this damn easy. And admittedly, a lot of things she said were too difficult for me to understand at that age. I always loved seeing her smile spread from cheek to cheek over every new tale she recounted of my father and grandmother. I'm like pissed off. I want this to end. Not quite the same as my great-grandfather's diaries, but hearing the stories about my family meant so much to me. Like, Anya's, you're taking collateral damage here. This could have been like a nice story, and instead they inserted some bullshit. They inserted their fucking creepy-ass fetish. And now, I'm tilted. It gave me hope that someday I'd meet my own special someone. Fuck you. Eat my ass. Derogatorily. I hope it's dramatic, I know. I know you take it too seriously. Nah, we gotta break the cycle of abuse. That's the only way. Van, you gotta be a good person and break the cycle of abuse. You can't let Agnes be groomed the way her mother was. Now it basically ties her family together. Even the grandmother you never met in person. My thoughts exactly. Regardless of the circumstances, my mother and father crossed paths, fell in love, and had me. Regardless of the circumstances. This place is always here as a reminder to put my faith in the bonds that connect us as a family. That's the thing I truly love about it. I wish you hadn't told me this shit, Agnès. Ever since I started helping you with the Spriggan work, it's taken another meaning. You, me, and the others have been all over Edith, solving 4 SPG after 4 SPG. Now looking over the city from here fills me with pride of everything we've accomplished. Think about that many times my family took in the same view and how I'm striving to protect it with my own 2 hands. I'm just so glad I joined Archive Solutions. I'm not. Should have stayed in school and, you know, had a normal relationship. I want to give you credit where it's due. It's not just when it comes to gathering all the Genesis. Thank you, Van, for everything. This is like, they ruined it, man. This is actually be a pretty good scene if I was not immensely tilted. Having to read that shit. And like the fucked up thing is I almost missed it. If they hadn't have mentioned the age gap thing, because my natural assumption is, oh, they met in school. Obviously she was a student. The idea that he would have seen her as a fucking kid at like take your kid to work day and been like, ooh, I'm putting that in my calendar. Fucking gross ass piece of shit, man. Because you help me grow as a person, I'm able to feel this way, and that's worth the world to me. Come on now, haven't we been over this? Any growth you made's your own doing. You're the one who left on my line of business and took wherever you could from the experience. You were tenacious like nothing else, sticking to your guns until you got what you were after. Honestly, never could have imagined how far you go. When I opened Vanish last year, you came after me without a moment's hesitation. And as if that wasn't enough, you rose up against a being capable of rocking this world to its core and gave him a piece of your mind. Let's not glaze him too much. I'm talking to Van, not you. I don't care about you in the slightest. Oh, you're talking about the demon. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I think maybe you're glazing yourself a little too much, Van. Because we all know Shizune could solo the Demon Lord easily without breaking a sweat. Or Kazum would charge his laser. I don't think it's a stretch to say that. If nothing else, your strength has pulled me through my fair share of scrapes. So much so that I went from nearly giving up on myself to holding on no matter what. Point is, you're dead wrong if you think your gratitude's a one-way street. No, it's one way. Not that type of gratitude, Agnès. Alright? Like I said before, me taking your request to find the Genesis campus in special conditions. So I'm counting you to hold up your end of your bargain as my assistant. Yes, sir. Happy to be of service as always, Van. Fuck you. Don't talk to me anymore. No, stop this. You've ruined it completely. Well, it was already ruined, but it's ruined even more. If you realize that I was hinting at it, no, because Van's a good person. He's not gonna date a high schooler. Alright? He's not a fucking creep like your dad. Parents have the same 8-year age gap. Dad does not! Age gap absolute just pissed me the fuck off, man. Still have a long way to go before I can measure up to him. Only a matter of time, though, I'm sure. They'll be like, oh, my friggin' aunt married someone who was 50 when she was 40 and they worked out fine. It's not the fucking same, people. Coming or what? Oh, he probably waited until she was at least 16. Well, fuck you.
I want to make the most of everything you and the others have taught me. So I'm going to keep working hard. And while I do that...
No, you're dead to me. You're by association, you're dead to me. At least for this rest of this video. Like, we're honestly probably gonna end early, because I'm like... It's not, I'm pissed off that they put this shit in the game. This is the escalation, alright? This is the normalization. You guys were like, oh, we're okay with the Tita stuff. Oh, we're okay with, this Agnès Van shit. Oh, we're okay with, wouldn't it be funny if, Rin was into Van? Nah, man. Oh, what if Rin fucked his sister? Oh, isn't that so cute? Motherfuckers need to start taking a stand, alright? What if Rin, fucking was into Altina, despite her being like a 12-year-old? And, like, honestly, mentally even younger at the start of that game. Got my blood boiling. I mean, the one good thing is that, like, since, I do feel like I'm not going to get much pushback here. Whereas if I'd said this shit in, like, CS4 before we, like, shook off some of the weirdos, I feel like I would have gotten way more, like, I would be, like, even more mad because I know I'm going to have to deal with, like, the, well, actually, type comments, but that is the one benefit to having, like, scared off a lot of people since, like, CS4, is that I get way less pushback on everything that I say, which is
Our
good and
festival
bad.
is a busy affair in its own right, but it looks like theirs is even more so. I have to wonder if they're managing all right.
Trust me, the current student council crew knows what they're doing. I wouldn't worry.
Because it's like, on one hand, you got less people watching, which sucks. On the other hand, people who aren't watching somewhat annoyed me. So, I guess we're not really going to end early. Because I mean, we're at like 90 minutes overall, and I was expecting this to be about the length we were going for. But we did only get the one connection event. We didn't quite get 2, and we definitely didn't get 3. On the plus side, they can't be worse than that. Like, I don't think it's possible for any of the connection events to annoy me more than that one. And granted, it was actually a good connection event. If they just deleted the shit about Agnès' dad being 8 years older when he was 16.
Any daring challengers out there, we've got prizes.
Like, they didn't even try and make it the same thing. Where, like, at least if it had been like, oh, he was a, like, temporary teacher or some shit, who was, like, in his 20s, and she was a first, like, you know, basically mirror the situation they have with Agnès and Van, which I find gross, but not, like, it doesn't have the same level of moral outrage. You know? As, say, like, Agatita or the same, I feel, I mean, the Rin thing has been more light, like, I haven't pushed it that hard, but that one also bothers me. Just because you got similar age gap plus, that one bothers me more than Agnès, because similar age gap plus Van knew Rin when she was, like, 12. And, like, not just knew her, but, like, you know, they were,
as well as a one-on-one basketball.
I mean, maybe not super close, but you can definitely tell that they were, like, friends and stuff.
To any daring challengers
And she
out there,
credits
we've got
Van
prizes
with
that are up
part of her
for grabs. Why
rehabilitation.
not give it a try?
So they obviously, like, he meant something to her, like, in terms of, like a mentor type role. But we'll call it here. Definitely did not expect to get, you know, as tilted as I did in this video. Honestly, probably more tilted than I did during the costume shit. So definitely, like, yeah. Oh, what was it? What did you hate the most about Daybreak 2? Was it, you know, Chapter 3 or some of the random ass villain who came up and you didn't know who the fuck he was and you still don't really know what the fuck he was trying to do? No. That was cool. That was whatever. I really hated Agnès' final connection event. I thought it was maybe the shittiest thing ever written in the entire series. Yeah, you know. But alright, I'm X-Trees87, stay tuned for the next part, and bye guys.